DC Multiverse!
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brad, the DC Universe Geek, and today we are going to be having a look at the Year 1 Batman and Lieutenant James Gordon action figures from McFarlane Toys. Both of these figures look fantastic in their packaging, and we can see them in their windows there, just begging to be let out. On the side of the box, we have who they are and where they come from, and on the back, we have some artwork for each of them. The imagery for the back of Batman's packaging actually is a very classic Batman Year 1 piece of imagery, while Lieutenant James Gordon's is from issue number 2 of Batman Year 1. And all out of the package, we can see that they each come with a trading card, the same as the back of the box. Batman comes with this gigantic batarang, a spatula of a batarang, if I might say so. And then what is this Rick Grimes of a gun that Lieutenant James Gordon comes with? Putting Batman first up on the spinny spin, we can see that they have done a stupidly good job on this figure. Like, he looks ridiculously awesome. I just can't even with this guy. I really love the gloves, the boots, the whole thing. Like this, they just really did a bang-up job with this figure. Now, this body for Batman has been used previously with a new 52 Batman that came with a glider. I'll have to let you know and apologize that I've actually gone ahead and changed the gloves and head on my Batman, but this is intended to be a new 52 Batman. And then we've got the Rebirth Batman right here, and this is actually the second time they did Rebirth Batman using this body buck. The first time, it was actually a much darker gray color that they made their Batman. And again, I've done some custom work on this too. I've actually given him larger biceps rather than the teensy-weensy pathetic little girly ones that he originally came with. Come to think of it, I did the same thing with this Batman too. I changed his arms completely. Taking this guy in hand and having a look at him, I will say that as much as this gray actually looks really friggin' fantastic for this figure, it's not the correct gray for the comic book. It's probably a little bit too dark. This gray right here, and I'll have to apologize, I've already started tearing this one down and creating another Batman out of it. I'm actually going to use parts from this one to make what I consider to be the ideal Year 1 Batman figure, the even better Year 1 Batman figure. This gray here is actually probably closer to what it looks like, the gray from the Platinum Edition. Love this Batman's belt. They did a beautiful job on Batman's utility belt here. Looks absolutely gorgeous. It's got a nice black wash over it. Batman's gauntlets look fantastic. You can even see the detail here where the spikes pop out of the gloves. And yes, they're actually soft. They go over his elbows. They're kind of glovey, if you ask me. Same thing for Batman's boots. These are really cool looking. These are just your basic, this is just your basic Batman outfit. No armor really whatsoever, just boots, trunks and belt, gauntlet, and a full gray bodysuit. And that's pretty much it. Batman's Year 1 Batty symbol looks really fantastic as well. I don't think they could have done this any better. Batman's cape opens up about that far, and it goes down about this far. So it goes down just to his ankles, which is perfect. I love the cowl neckline on this figure. I think it looks super fantastic. Goes all the way around the back there. There's some wrinkles in the back of the cowl that look pretty awesome. And Batman's face sculpt with his scowly frown looks really good. This is one of the best Batman face sculpts in the entire McFarlane line, for sure. It really has a classic Batman feel to it, but then more specifically, it actually has a very Year 1 look to it as well. So I think they've done a fantastic job on this. And this body buck, I think, is actually pretty well articulated. I mean, he's got quite a bit of downward motion compared to a lot of McFarlane figures. He's got a lot of back motion, both via the ball joint in his torso and his waist. He's got those rounded hinges in the armpits. He's got the 360 bicep swivel. He's got the double jointed elbows, the rounded hinge in the wrist that has a peg there. His head, what does he get for head articulation? Well, down good, Back, not so good. It will bobble around in circles quite nicely. Stop it. You're making me dizzy. Down here, he's got the McFarlane style groin that actually allows for a pretty good range of motion forward and out like that, doing the splitty splats, and then back. Got his bum that gets in the way, but that's not too bad. He's got, oh wait, we got to check this. See, even that's pretty good. The approximation of a thigh cut is actually fairly good with this Batman figure. We have crunchy double jointed knees that do a fantastic job. We also have the rounded joint in the ankle, up, down, all around pivot, and toe articulation. How far can I push that? Ooh, I can push it up just a little bit further. And now it's time to give Lieutenant James Gordon his time in the spotlight. Just quickly popping him up on the spinny spin, just to get a quick look at the figure going around in a circle. Hopefully he doesn't get dizzy and vomit all over the platform. I had to clean that up the last time I put a character on there that wasn't used to doing aerial acrobatics, and it was a mess. Looking at these two side-by-side shots, you can see that most of this figure, except for the head sculpt, actually come from the Constantine Page Punchers action figure. Only, while they kept the cut in his pants up here on his thigh, they did remove his ripped knee from his pants. And for a comparison, I just thought it might be fun to actually bring in my custom Commissioner Gordon. So we have young Commish and old Commish now in the same shot. That is fantastic. I made this custom like a long time ago. I forget where I got the pants from for this custom. It might have been from the Two-Face movie action figure, I think. I can't quite remember. It's been a long time. And the head sculpt for this is actually the Mezco 1/12 Collective head sculpt and neck. I dremeled the entire neck of the figure out. So I just fit James Gordon's neck and head right in there, like that. I don't even ball joint that sucker down. It's a tight fit, so it just holds it. See? It ain't falling off anytime soon. My only real nitpicky complaint about this figure, and it's really not that big of a deal, I can fix it myself, is they didn't actually paint the sides of Gordon's tie here that go up under his shirt collar there. They just left them blue. But they did give the jacket a nice brown wash on top of it. And the jacket, this trench coat, looks really good. And I can appreciate that they tried to get all of the right colors with this figure, like the color of the shirt and the color of the pants. They went with gray pants and a blue shirt. So I got to give them points there. And as for that head sculpt, man, this is gold. I mean, I gotta give them points for doing something that looks this good. I feel like the paint in mine could be just a little bit neater around the hairline, but this still looks really good for what it is. I really appreciate this James Gordon head sculpt very much. Still can't get over how big his gun is. This is huge. Okay, and now it's time to do James Gordon's articulation. What does he have? Well, he's going to have all the same points that we're used to seeing in all of the McFarlane figures. The question is not what does he have? The question is what does he have? As in, what is the capabilities of those articulation points? Check it out. He's got the rounded hinge in the armpit, and the arms can go up that far. 360 bicep swivel, woo, woo, woo. Double jointed elbows that crunch up very nicely. We have the rounded hinge in the wrist, and they also swivel on that peg in the torso. He's got a cut here in the torso as well as articulation in the waist. Put those together, and he's over that far, and he's over that far, and he's forward that far, and he is back that far. That coat definitely gets in the way. Down here, looking at Lieutenant James Gordon's groin, we can see that he has one of these jobbies, and they've got a little bit of that motion. Not the greatest. His knees are double hinged, as we can see, and we can see for that foot articulation, down goes the shoe, up goes the shoe, up goes the toe, and we have plenty of range of movement down here in the way of an ankle pivot. So what do I think of these two figures? Well, you've been here, you've been present, hopefully you've been paying attention. You know and I love these. I think that they are both fantastic. Out of the box, I really like these. You don't have to go ahead and do any modifications to Batman to make the gray lighter to make this an awesome figure. Is he perhaps a little bit too short in comparison to some other Multiverse figures? Sure, there are ways to make him taller, which I'll probably do as well, but would I buy these figures and leave them vanilla if I really didn't know how to do those things? Absolutely, I would still buy these figures because I think that they are both frickin' gorgeous figures and they are fantastic representations of the characters in the time frame from the source material that they are intended to be representing. Anyway, that's all for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. It means the world to me, as always, and I will see you all in the next one. Have yourself a DC day, and take care.